Please stand for the playing of our national anthem by the Parkway North Symphonic Band. Ashanti Dake will now offer, please be seated. Thank you. Ashanti Dake will now offer opening remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I said good evening. My name is Ashanti Dake, and I'm here to simply welcome all of you. And graduate, but first and foremost, before we get into the memories of the past and the dreams of our futures, I want all of us grads to sigh. Yes, sigh. Look around, we did it. We made it. It's okay. Okay. On behalf of the class of 2022, we want to say welcome, family, friends, and guests to the celebration to the end of our high school chapter and to the beginning of, our lives. Us graduates want to give a great big thank you to all the faculty, staff, alumni, parents, family members, and friends for helping and guiding us through these past years. We might not have all appreciated it at the time, but I can say with confidence that we all do right now. And even to the graduates that may have left us too soon and may not have had the privilege to be here with us today, I have no doubt that they are here with us spiritually. But before we all scatter off into our own set paths, I need you all to listen closely because I am about to drop a gem. In our short 17 and 18 years, we have learned from experiences and from chasing dreams. But I did it. I cracked the code and I found one of the 6 infinity stones of life. But unlike in Marvel, this is something no one can take away from us, not even Thanos. And this diamond in the rough is faith. We started our high school careers bent out of shape trying to figure out who we were individually. But as we grew to know each other, we also grew to know ourselves. Whether we knew it or not, we held faith in each other because we were all in it together. Today, I'm asking that you cut and you polish a small piece of that faith that we all held in each other, and you give it to yourself. When one has faith in themselves, they need not to worry about the future, which leaves time for them to enjoy the present, which I can say helps one to live in the present. And one thing about time is that it will keep going with or without you. Parents and staff know what I mean. But In the words of Dr. King, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. I urge us all to trust and have faith in ourselves as we venture out into the unknown. Within due time, we will shine bright like the diamonds we are. Thank you.
On behalf of the faculty and student body of Parkway North High School, I would like to welcome you to our 50th commencement ceremony. Please join me in thanking Mr. Andrew LaRose and Ms. Sarah Wilson and the North High Symphonic Band for that beautiful processional. We are here this evening to honor these young men and women seated before you as they mark this milestone in their lives. The focus of their lives will change in many ways as they leave the comfort of our high school and set new directions for their lives. I would like to introduce the people who are seated on stage and are here to help congratulate these seniors on this evening. Dr. Keith Marty, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Kevin Beckner, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching, Learning, and Assessment. Parkway Board of Education members, Mr. Robert Reedy, Mr. Matt Schindler, and Mr. Kevin Seltzer. Also representing the Parkway Alumni Association is Mr. Mark Berry. This year, as is tradition, the senior class has selected members of the North High faculty to participate in a special way in the senior farewell and the graduation ceremonies. The marshals who led the class as they proceeded in are Mr. Robert Kaminsky and Mr. Andrew Rudolph. One staff member was selected to address the class of 2022 and impart their words of wisdom at the senior farewell ceremony last Friday, Mr. David Beck. Two faculty members were chosen to participate by reading each student's name as their diploma is conferred. They are Mrs. Jody Chambers and Mrs. Lindsay Melnick. Please join me in congratulating these faculty members who were chosen for these special honors. Throughout high school, the seniors have worked very closely with our counseling staff to make decisions about courses to take, careers to explore, and ultimately make plans for life beyond high school. Please welcome and give a warm thank you to our counselors who are with us this evening. Ms. Chandra Brown, Ms. Katie Meyer, Ms. Jocelyn Page, Mr. Ben Resnikov. Mr. James L. Key was not able to make it tonight. Also here to celebrate in a special way are many of the senior academic lab teachers. These teachers have spent 4 years with the seniors, monitoring their academic progress and helping them become the wonderful people they are today. Many ACT Lab sessions were spent conversing about goals, future plans, grades, citizenship, and everyday ups and downs of high school life. They are here tonight to say congratulations and good luck, one final time, to our members of the class of 2022. ACT Lab teachers, when I say your name, please stand to be recognized. Ms. Jody Chambers, Mr. Alan Daniels, Ms. Carlin Forrest, Mr. Brett Katz, Ms. Megan McCorkle, Mrs. Lindsay Melnick, Mrs. Nancy Overby, Mr. Scott Phillips, Ms. Melissa Land Pomerantz, Mr. Jim Richmond, Mrs. Kara Schaefer, and Mrs. Valerie Townsend. Retirement is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of an open highway. At this time, we would like to acknowledge and congratulate our retirees, Mrs. Melissa Land Pomerantz and Mrs. Valerie Townsend. Please stand. Thank you for all of your years of hard work and dedication. Please join me in congratulating these faculty members on taking a new journey. A diploma from Parkway North is a symbol of hard work and successful completion of 13 years of education. Although the staff at North has most recently had the pleasure of working with these seniors, there have been many more teachers, counselors, and principals who have guided them throughout their school years. Tonight, we are pleased to have representatives from our North area schools with us to join in on the celebration of academic success. Representing Belle Reve Elementary, Principal Dr. Jamie DeBosch. Representing Craig Elementary, Principal Dr. David Duckworth. Representing McKelvey Elementary is Principal Ms. Kiara Lackey. Representing Ross Elementary is Principal Ms. Dr. Kimberly Cunningham. And representing Northeast Middle is Principal Dr. Kevin Martin. I will now introduce Dr. Jada Bell. Dr. Bell is currently the grade level principal for the class of 2022 and has been a part of each of these seniors' lives for the past 4 years. She will now impart some words of wisdom unto the class of 2022. Please welcome Dr. Jada Bell.
I'm not as tall as Mr. Jones. But greetings, everyone. I want to take this time to acknowledge our amazing parents and guardians. Will you all please stand so we can just celebrate you today as well? Without you, this would not be possible. Thank you, parents and guardians. Let's take this opportunity to also acknowledge our stakeholders, our community members. Thank you for all your support and time you've invested in our students. Without you, our journey would have been a struggle. Let's acknowledge our stakeholders. I'm not gonna cry. As I look out to the class of 2022, I see greatness. I see a promising future for you all. I think to myself, time has really gone by fast. Words cannot express how proud I am of all of you, especially on this day. Now, I promised y'all I wouldn't be long, so I'm gonna get right to it. I want to start with some advice from 4 individuals from the class of 22. So you know I like participation, so we gotta participate, okay? When I call your name, please stand up. Miss Ana Alvarez Canones. Miss Ana tells us to remember to be grateful to be in this arena right now. If it wasn't for our hard work and dedication from the last 4 years, we wouldn't be here. Thank you, Miss Ana. Mr. Sir Mishra. Mr. Sir reminds us to go out and explore life and not to be fearful of our mistakes. It's okay to fail. Thank you, Mr. Sir. Mr. Tariq Shaban. Where is Tariq? Tariq tells us it's never been about our grades, maybe a little, in his voice. But it's mostly been about your character and what type of person you choose to be when you enter the real world. Thank you for that advice. Mr. Oliver Buckley. Where's Oliver? Oliver tells us to take a moment to appreciate your success today. We all made it this far and deserve to be proud of that. So thanks for that reminder, Oliver. Now I'm gonna get mushy. I'm gonna leave you with 4 of my important tips to you guys for the next chapter in your lives. So number 1, be yourself. Never lose sight of who you are, your values, and what's important to you. Never compare yourself to anyone else. You are more than enough. You always have been. Number 2, stay focused. By now, you've probably been conceiving your dream and purpose in life. It is time to stay focused on that dream and believe it will be your reality pretty soon. Number 3, let's take action. Whatever your future endeavors are, it's now time to take action by taking the necessary steps to put a plan in place for what's in store for you. And last but not least, reach one. You can achieve anything you put your mind to. Claim it. Work hard getting it. And when you reach your success, be sure to remember to pull someone else up with you. Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference. And as I close with these bittersweet feelings of mine, I want you to know that I'm going to miss you all dearly and wish nothing but good things for you. I can't wait for you to come back and visit me. You better visit me. I'm serious. I can't wait for you to come back to visit me in the future to tell me about your journey. I can hear our conversations now about the doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, artists, educators you've become. I'll make reservations in advance for that conversation to happen. But until then, know you have always been champions in my eyes. Therefore, always act like champions. Congratulations, my sweeties, class of 22.
Mr. Monte Weaver will now come to the podium to give our commencement address.
Hey, class of 22. Y'all good? Y'all feeling good today? All right. The very first thing I want to do is thank Dr. Bell and Mr. Jones for giving me the stage and opportunity to present my graduation speech. You have all been wonderful pillars to everyone, and I truly appreciate the knowledge, maturity, and guidance you have given us all to go above and beyond. Good evening, everyone. My name is Monte Weaver, and I am truly honored to be selected by the class of 2022 for the presentation of our graduation speech. Of course, we are all gathered here today to see the class of 22 graduate. Before that, we must acknowledge the process and journey endured to get to this point. Each student has a very unique experience, but in the end, we all feel that universal moment of success. High school is like art. You paint long, and you prosper. Freshman year is the canvas. Walking up to an empty white canvas is never easy. You don't know where to start, what colors to use, or what the painting will look like at the end. Walking into those high school doors, as we all know, felt like this. We were transitioning to the next step of life, finding our friend group, and figuring out who we are all at once. Freshman year is a bumpy road filled with rawness. Sophomore year is a sketch. You're putting things together and trying to outline the whole high school process. You add a thick line here and there, and you soon realize you've made many mistakes along the way. Junior year is the colors. You start adding life to who you are as a person and what you mean to the community. You get more involved in the school. You play sports, take AP classes, get in the clubs. You find your niche, but you still have some figuring out to do. Senior year is your moment of clarity. All the work that you have put in reflects your final product. We have engraved a path and a legacy of our own that will never be forgotten. Many of us will look up in the sky or in the crowd and finally tell our loved ones, I did it. We have come a long way, and along our path, we have all created nothing short of something beautiful. Now, let's be honest, everything in high school wasn't cream and peaches. We all went through dark times during the pandemic. We lost people, opportunity, faith, and lost our way as humanity. Yet here we are, finding our way around another obstacle together as one. In my high school career, I've learned many lessons. I would share just two. Number one is to make mistakes. Gary Vee once said, life shrinks and expands on your proportion of your willingness to take risks and try new things. This is the time to make mistakes and try new things. You are never who you are because of your success, but you are who you are because of things that teach you lessons, give you wisdom, and eventually mold you. The second is to be yourself and have belief in yourself. In art, the hand can never execute anything higher than the heart can imagine. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Understand who you are as a person and who you strive to be. The only limit you have in life is the one that you cast on yourself. Moving on from lesson, I need you all to understand that we are not children anymore. There are no more slaps on the wrist. The world is expecting maturity from all of us, and we must deliver. Realize we are built for this moment and the moments to come. Look forward to your new jobs, new friends, new children you might have, and new value that will be added to your life. If you haven't listened to one thing I said, listen now. Just remember, wherever you are planted in life, bloom with grace as if you are the concrete rose. Art has true congruency to legacy because when it's all said and done, both a painting and a legacy are very unique in their own ways. Something you cannot copy and paste. The hard work you put in pays off in the end, so just keep working. Keep working hard and you can achieve anything you want to, anything you believe, anything you dream of. To the class of 22, we know better than anyone that the world is changing. That change starts with us now. We have to be innovative, curious, and have belief in ourselves to be the next Steve Jobs, be the next Drake, and be the next LeBron James. The past is in your head. The future is in your hands, unknown. The world is in our hands now. The ability to create change starts with one, but takes us all. To my family, friends, school staff, and others that I may not even know, thank you for your experience that you have granted me. I will never forget the memories, opportunities, and life lessons. Thank you for your time. The future is ours, the canvas.
Thank you, Monte. At this time, we would like to highlight special awards and accomplishments of our senior class. First, we'd like to recognize our National Merit Scholars. The National Merit Corporation has recognized 7 members of this class for outstanding scores on the PSAT and the NMSQT. I would like the following students to stand as I call their names and remain standing. Our National Merit finalists are Sanjana Panwar and Josie Rand. Our National Merit Commended students are Natalie Arnold, Avery Brown, Riley Hefferin, Adam Kirkemeyer, and Noah Sittner. At Honors Evening on May 4th, we recognize many of our seniors for various academic achievements. I'd like to highlight those as well. The Academic Excellence Awards. They are presented to those seniors who have maintained a cumulative GPA of a 3.5 or higher after 7 semesters. 84 seniors received this certificate. Please stand to be recognized and remain standing. You guys remain standing, okay? In June of 1984, the President and the National Commission on Excellence in Education established a nationwide recognition award that will further motivate students to perform to the fullest extent of their academic abilities. The national criteria is an overall A- average for 7 semesters, achievement in the 85th percentile on the SAT or the ACT, and 16 credits in 4 core areas, which includes English, math, science, social studies, as well as modern and classical language. 33 seniors received this certificate. Please stand to be recognized and remain standing. Each year, the Governor of Missouri recognizes the top 10% of the graduating class to honor these students for an outstanding achievement. This award is named for George Washington Carver, who was an outstanding academician and contributor to mankind. 29 seniors received this certificate. Please stand to be recognized and remain standing. The Missouri Scholars 100. The Missouri Scholars 100 is a program sponsored by the Missouri Association of Secondary School Principals. Schools across Missouri are invited to nominate candidates for this recognition, which is based primarily on a formula using the student's grade point average and ACT or SAT score. Each student nominated had to first meet the criteria of an academic decathlon that included 10 events designated to test the academic strength of the student. To meet the decathlon requirements, the student must have had a minimum GPA of 3.75, a minimum ACT score of 29, or a minimum SAT score of 1600, must be ranked in the upper 10% of the class, and have taken high-level courses in mathematics, science, English, and foreign language. Attendance, school activity involvement, and citizenship are also taken into consideration. The 2022 Parkway North Missouri Scholars are Sanjana Panwar and Anjola Ola. Please stand to be recognized. Every grading period, we recognize students and celebrate those students who have earned 5 or more outstanding citizenship grades. At Honors Evening, the Parkway North Citizenship Awards were presented to students who've earned more than 100 outstanding citizenship marks over 7 semesters. This year, we had 54 seniors who earned this award. Please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. Parkway North is designated as an A+ school by the State Board of Education. Students who have met the state requirements for attendance, citizenship, grade point average, and tutoring and mentor hours are eligible for financial incentives from the state of Missouri. Congratulations to these seniors, and thank you for your commitment to your own education, as well as the educational success of others. This year, North Howard has 74 students, seniors, who have fulfilled those requirements. Please stand to be recognized. Many seniors were honored for their service, leadership, and success in extracurricular activities. If you received an award at Honors Evening, please stand to be recognized. As you can see, these seniors have achieved great things and have positively represented North High in countless ways. Their contributions have made our school a wonderful place to grow and learn. Thank you for all your contributions, great and small, to North High. Thank you. You may be seated. This involvement in school programs and academic achievement would not be possible without the support of our parents and guardians. Will the parents and guardians of all these seniors please stand once again to be recognized? Parents and guardians, thank you for your support throughout the 4 years of high school. You may be seated. Well, speaking of parents and guardians of these seniors, we have indicated in the program students who reported to us that they are second-generation North High graduates. This year we have 23 second-generation seniors. Will these students and their parents please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. The freedoms we are afforded are a direct result of the sacrifices and dedication of the members of our United States military. Students who are choosing a career in the military, please stand to be recognized. Remain standing, guys, remain standing. Will the parents and guardians of these students please stand? Now I would like to invite all veterans and active duty persons in attendance tonight to please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. 6 years ago, we began a new tradition at Parkway School District by recognizing several of our seniors who have excelled in the classroom and therefore finished their high school career with an impressive grade point average. Students completing high school with a 3.50 to a 3.749 grade point average are recognized as cum laude graduates or graduates with honor. These students are wearing a bronze color honor cord to symbolize this achievement. Cum laude graduates, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Students completing high school with a 3.75 to 3.99 grade point average are recognized as magna cum laude graduates or graduates with great honor. These students are wearing a silver-colored honor cord to symbolize their achievement. Magna cum laude students, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Students completing high school with a 4.0 grade point average or higher are recognized as summa cum laude graduates, or graduates with the highest honor. These students are wearing a gold-colored honor cord to symbolize this achievement. Summa cum laude students, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. A number of students in this class have reported that they are receiving scholarships to colleges and universities, which will be used over the next 4 years. 14 members of the senior class qualified for Bright Flight scholarships as a result of earning a 31 or higher on the ACT. If you received the Bright Flight scholarship, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. As a group, our seniors reported a scholarship total of $7,313,784. Please stand if you received a scholarship. Thank you. You may be seated. The mission of the Parkway School District is to ensure all students are capable, curious, caring, and confident learners who understand and respond to the challenges of an ever-changing world. We are proud of Parkway North School and the excellence it represents. The mission is evident in all we do in the success of our students. I am thankful for the outstanding faculty and staff we have at North High who help keep these students on track to achieve their goals. Now, the reason we've all gathered here tonight. The Parkway School Board, in accordance with the statutes of the state of Missouri, requires 24 units of credit for graduation from Parkway North High School. Units must be earned in communication arts, mathematics, science, social studies, physical education, personal finance, fine arts, and practical arts. It gives me great pleasure to certify that each graduate of Parkway North will have met the standards required by the state of Missouri and the Parkway School District. I am pleased to present the class of 2022 to Parkway Board of Education member, Mr. Kevin Seltzer, for graduation.
Thank you. Good evening, graduates. We've come to the part of the evening you and your families have been waiting for. You get to hear from a school board member that you've never met. When it comes to public speaking, I very much support the policy of be funny or be brilliant. And if you can't do that, be brief. Brilliance is usually a bit out of my reach, but I feel like I can knock out those first two and get you all home in time for the second period of the Blues game. I serve on the Parkway School Board, but I'm also a North graduate, just like you all will be in a few moments. In a couple of weeks, I'll attend my class's 20th high school reunion. I don't feel that old, but as I stand before your class of distinguished and accomplished students, all of whom were born after I graduated high school, I can't help but come to the conclusion that I'm now one of the old guys. And do you know what old guys do at graduation? We give advice. So here's 3 things I've learned that I'd like to pass on to you. Number 1, always try to look and act like you know what you're doing. When I was a student at North, I was involved in the DECA business program, which often required me to wear a suit and tie to high school. Now, I learned a few things about business, but what I really learned was that if you are 17 and wearing a suit, people assume that you know what you're doing and you can get away with anything you want. Number 2, stress can be a great motivator, but most people perform better when they're confident and relaxed. No matter what the next chapter is for you, chances are you'll be surrounded by other people just like you, experiencing something new and bewildering for the first time. If you feel overwhelmed, look around at the faces of your colleagues and remind yourself that they're just as nervous as you, and chances are they'll do just fine, and so will you. Number 3, there isn't a third one. See, I told you I'd try to be brief. Class of 2022, from this day forward, you are Parkway North graduates. Wherever you go and whatever you do, you will represent this district and your school, along with all the students and teachers that came before you and will come after. It is a big responsibility, but it's also a privilege and an honor that you deserve and one that you have earned. I'd like to commend all of the teachers, administrators, and staff that contributed to the success of the Parkway North High School class of 2022. I want to specifically recognize David Jones on completing his first year at North. This school and this community are in great hands. Now, earlier in the ceremony, we recognized those of you graduating with honors. To those of you, the cum laude students, I wish you the best of luck. There's no telling what you might accomplish. But for the rest of you, for the B and the C students, take it from someone who knows one day you could be on the school board. At this time, it is my privilege on behalf of the Parkway Board of Education, representing the citizens of Parkway, to accept these students as the most recent graduates, the class of 2022 of Parkway North High School. I'd like to congratulate these students for their accomplishments, and I'd like to congratulate your parents for the values they've instilled in the men and women that you have raised. Congratulations, graduates. I wish you all good fortune in all of your endeavors.
Thank you, Mr. Seltzer. At this time, Parkway Board of Education members, Mr. Reedy, Mr. Schindler, and Mr. Seltzer will congratulate each member of the class. We join the class in asking your cooperation so that each student can be properly recognized and honored. We will applaud at the end of the group, so please hold your applause till every student has crossed the stage.
Ready, Tatiana? Here we go. Tatiana Marnice Darden Williams. Hannah Sayeda Abbas. Tamer Majed Abu Said. Alexis Lynn Adams. Madison Brooke Adolphson. Navon Brannon Albritton. Ana Victoria Alvarez Quinones. Santiago Sebastian Alvarez Quinones. Natalie Hope Arnold. Diana Baeza. Maxwell Lowell Bass. Molly Perrier Bass. Raytheon Winfrey Lewis Bainham, Jr. Jillia Riley Berman. Duncan Edward Bertier. Owen John Besancene. Tabitha Mackenzie Bevan. Dheeraj Malikarjun Paramnaikar. Kennedy Nicole Blackman. Gabrielle Lisette Bowring. Ramon Christopher Boyd II. Alexander James Boydston. Gabriella Janae Bronner. Gabrielle Ann Bray. John David Brooks, Jr. Avery Thomas Brown. Sequoia Williams Beverly III. Lamont Antoine Buckles, Jr. Oliver Harland Buckley. Desiree Marie Birch. Jordan Louise Burmester. Michaela Renee Butler. Ashton Michael Cannon. Chongsup Cha. Audrey Kwong Chang. Allison Emily Christ. Gage Clay Cobbs. Garrett Ty Cobbs. Jaden Alexander Coe. Olivia Margaret Kroll.
Nicholas Michael Crockford. Ashanti Sanaya Dake. Koi An Dang Wen. Audrey Lynn Davies. Chloe Celestine Davis. Will Oliver Delano. Samantha Ann DiMichele. Nina Disbro. Mackenzie Brooke Marie Dixon. Destiny Rain Dixon Powell. Elodie Ireland Doyle. Luke Edward Drayton. Chastity Mariah Duncan. Jordan Henry Eisen. Olivia Arden Epstein. Thomas Earl Fair III. Kobe Donovan Foster. Shantae Cherie Foster. Micah Abraham Frank. Zoe Elizabeth Frost. Robert J. Gabby. Yoav Galler. Ilani Tanise Gilliam. Andrew Seth Goldberg. Leslie Gomez Morales. Jacob Allen Gould. Adam Jarrell Grant. Joey Guerrero. Emily Ruth Hacker. Anaya Andrea Hall. Amelia Rose Ham. McKenna Riley Ham. Danielle Claire Harland. Alexander James Hawk. Grayson Scott Hedden. Riley Catherine Heffern. Bethany Gail Helling. Amara Crystal Cheyenne Henderson. Charles Kevin Henderson. Isaiah Christian Henderson. Sarah Nicole Hendry. Kyla Herndon. Dara Celeste Heinrichs.
Riley Hogan. Eli Josiah Hohenkirk. Bo Allen Highland. Abrielle Renee James. Maceo Isaiah James. Nadia Maria Jansen. Aiden Edward Johnson. Maxwell Clark Johnson. Sean Andrew Johnson. Dexter DeAndre Johnson, Jr. Joelle Rayana Johnston. Gage Lynn Ray Jones. Nicole Marie Jones. Stephanie Ann Jones. Terrell Lee Jones. Adi Kapitanovich. Matthew Jeffrey Kellen. Alexandra Louise Kendall. Adam Joel Kirkemeyer. Zainab Rayman Khan. Grace Chirme Koo. Skylar Juliette Lagarce. Lauren Y. Lamb. Reed Alexander Lands. Layla Noel Little. Brian Herbert Augustus Lockett. Carson Anthony Lorenz. Ramaya Janae Lucas. Emmy Dane Marshall. Tyler James Mattingly. Elinam Ronaya Mawanyega. Jalen Miles May. Caleb Isaiah Mays. Janario Ralston McDermott. Bradina Abilene McDowell. Shane Daniel McLaughlin. William Francis Meyer. Devin Connor Myers. Carter Anthony Mazinas. Suryansh Mishra. Craig Jarrell Money, Jr. Daniel Burke Moore. Raquel Alexis Morgans. Juliana Corinne Morton.
Cassius Nathaniel. Tahitana Abebe Nagash. Matthew Lewis Nellison. Ryan Daniel Nellison. Olivia Linnea Nelson. Jeremiah Christian Nichols. Blake DeAndre Northcross. Emily Allison O'Brien. Abu Ojabara. Anjola Alua Ola. Jaden Alexandria Nicole Oliver. Peyton Christine Orr. Brandon Outlaw Jr. Jessica Pai. Asish Panda. Sanjana Panwar. Dallas Cameron Parker. Krina Patel. Kushal Sandeep Patel. Tanisha M. Patel. Aiden Chase Patrick. Nakima Ivy Marie Pearson. Apost Tan Pham. Preston Russell Pham. Charles Darwin Pitt. Adebayo Olelikan Popola. Taylor Sheree Porter. Andre Christopher Powell. Ian Gregory Pressey. John Bradley Probst. Tiffany Ramos. Josie Marie Rand. Michael Brandon Raymond. Nikayla Michelle Redden. Molly Ann Reeves. Vivian Elise Ritchie. Noralit Rivera. Melina Osmia Robertson. Jada K. Robinson. Leandy Jesus Rodriguez. Nathan Durrell Roy. Kira Marie Russell. Leor Sargent.
Donovan Eric Sawyer. William Enrique Schenk. Sophia Marion Schroeder. Andrew Allen Schuerman. Amir Maurice Scott. Noah Grant Sentnor. Tariq Shaban. Lachey Renee Shelton. Isaac Christopher Shepard. Quade Anderson Sherman. Zachary Ryan Shoptaw. Tarek Yasser Shreta. Kenneth James Sigler. Bailey Christine Smith. Darnell Demetric Smith. Paige Monroe Smithers. Samuel Siegfried Stang. Sarah Jane Stolze. Drashti Taylor. Ilori Allegria Tankpinu. Cameron Alexander Thomas. Cooper Michael Thomas. Elliot Daniel Thomas. Tyler Eugene Thomas. Janaea Nicole Thornton. Cameron Tyler Toll. Darrell Lamont Tucker Jr.
Rylan Edward Parker Turks. Tali Rebecca Uko. Brianna Paige Vandenberg. Nora Eddings Van Yeast. Bryce Richard Wagner. Jarrett Jack Walker. Joseph Daniel Walsh. Sasha Dominique Ware. Dorian Christopher Washington II. Monte Lamar Weaver. Christopher Michael Wheat. Kaylin Victoria Wheeler. Emma Freeman White. Valerie Cutterback Whitlock. Kogan Michael Whitworth. Marcel Jordan Wilhite. Griffin Avery Williams. Jalen Lamont Williams. Caitlin Renee Williams. Lillian Christina Williams. Ty Michael Williams. Ashlyn Deanne Wilson. Kevin Wilson Jr. Adam William Zlotek. George Young Zhang. Emily Ann Zwiebelman.
see you, buddy. I like it. With all the photos. How you feeling? You good? No, don't be. No, we're just talking. We've been talking since you were 2. At this time, please welcome Angela Ola to the podium for some closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. Class of 22, we made it. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. We have all likely heard these phrases, especially with the growing culture of self-care, and they are great things to do. It's amazing that we live in a time when we can openly talk about our mental health, take time to de-stress, and put our own needs first when we need to. The increasing acknowledgement of mental health issues couldn't have come at a more crucial time. We all know the story. In March 2020, what we thought would be an extended spring break became a pandemic lasting over 2 years. Many of us lost loved ones during this time. Many of us had our own physical health impacted, and many of us were isolated for extended periods. As important as taking care of your own self might have been, more than ever, we realize the value of our relationships. Over a year of virtual learning has taught me that the high school experience isn't solely made up of academics. As cliche as this might sound, the largest aspect of it has been the social interactions and the real friendships that were made along the way. I recall a late night group FaceTime with a couple of classmates. We were trekking our way through what felt like the most difficult physics exam to ever exist. For hours on end, we discussed, we deliberated, and most of all, we suffered. Together, we conquered concepts that were once riddled with confusion. But from that night of work, I don't remember the answers to any of the questions on that assignment. I don't remember which formulas we had to use or even what specific unit it was for. From that night and the many other late night calls and study sessions I've taken a part in over the years, what stuck with me the most was the bonding between my friends and me. It was the inside jokes and the random yet perfect funny moments that developed from the ramblings of a few sleep-deprived teenagers. The satisfaction of withstanding the trials and tribulations of high school as a group. It was knowing that if there were areas that I might have been struggling in or concepts that had me confused, there were people that were more than willing to help. I remember my friend Jordan Eisen once saying, "Physics at 2 a.m. is pretty insufferable, but at least it's fun when there are other people to complain about it with." These words perfectly capture how the essence of life's most memorable moments comes from the people who are there for you. I couldn't have gotten through these past 4 years without the support of the people who care about me. This revelation has inspired me to be as much of a support as I can be to the people in this audience and the many people that I encounter in the near and far future. And I sincerely hope that it has similarly impacted you. As you go through life, take every opportunity you can to prevent yourselves and others from feeling isolated. Make it your personal goal to be the biggest cheerleader you can to everyone you can. Be honest with the people close to you about how you are feeling and what you're struggling with, and create a space for others to be honest and vulnerable with you. Know when to put yourself first and when to make sacrifices and put others first. Take care of yourself, and most importantly, take care of the people around you, because that is how some of life's most difficult moments become not so bad. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Seniors, you may pick up your diplomas in the designated area in the back behind the band at the conclusion of this ceremony. It's been my pleasure to have served as your principal for this year. Thank you for accepting me and for making my first year at North enjoyable and successful. I wish you well in your future endeavors. Please know that you are always welcome to come home, back to North. I hope you return often and share with us your many successes that you are accomplishing. Class of 2022, please rise. Move your tassels from right to left, signifying your graduation from Parkway North High School. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I congratulate the 2022 graduates of Parkway North. This concludes our ceremony. You may pick up your diplomas in the back of the concourse. Congratulations, class of 2022.